Have you ever seen one of those incredible photos of a hiking trail online and thought, yes, I have to go there? And then you try to plan the trip and you just hit a wall. A complete maze of broken links, ancient PDFs, and apps that all tell you something different. It's kind of crazy, right? In our hyper-connected world, the great outdoors can feel surprisingly, well, disconnected. Today we're going to dig into how that's all about to change.
So here's the plan for our journey. First, we're going to talk about the frustrating digital dead ends that we've all run into. Then, we'll get to the powerful solution, something called a single source of truth. We'll see how a common language for data makes it all click, and then get a glimpse of the incredible trail of tomorrow. We'll even look at a real-world case study from Stockholm to see it in action. And finally, we'll zoom out to understand the much bigger picture of what this all means.
All right, let's start with a problem, what I like to call hiking's digital dead ends. This is all about that huge gap between the beautiful adventure you're dreaming of and the frustrating, messy reality of actually trying to plan it.
On the one hand, you've got the dream, right? That perfect, inspiring shot that just makes you want to grab your boots and go. But then you hit the reality of planning it. You're trying to piece together information from a dozen different places, and none of them seem to agree with each other. It's just a total digital mess.
And this is what that chaos really looks like. The heart of the problem is that information is locked away in what tech folks call data silos. Basically, it means the app you're using can't talk to the official park website, which can't talk to the local tourism board. It's all separate. So you're left wondering, hey, is that water pump actually working today? Is this trail okay for my friend who uses a wheelchair? The focus for so long has just been on pretty pictures, not on building a smart, reliable, data-first system.
But what if we could fix all that? This brings us to the core of the solution, a really powerful concept called the single source of truth. The idea is to just sweep away all that chaos and build one single, reliable foundation for all trail data.
A single source of truth, or SSOT for short, is a simple but game-changing idea. Instead of having dozens of conflicting copies of information floating around, you have one central authoritative source. And when that one source gets updated, everyone who uses it gets the update instantly. No more confusion, no more out-of-date maps, just one single, reliable truth.
So how do we actually build this thing? Well, it rests on two main pillars. The first is OpenStreetMap, or OSM. The best way to think of it is like the Wikipedia of maps. It's this huge global project where a community of volunteers maps the entire world in incredible detail. For us hikers, this is absolute gold. It includes trail paths, difficulty ratings, and little points of interest you would never find on a standard map. This is the where.
And the second pillar is Wikidata. So if OpenStreetMap tells us where things are, Wikidata tells us what they are, why they're important, and all the juicy details. It's a massive, structured database that can describe anything in the world, from a specific mountain peak to a single barbecue pit. And crucially, it's built to be read by computers, and it connects information across hundreds of different languages.
Okay, so we've got these two amazing tools, OSM and Wikidata. But just having them isn't quite enough. For them to really work together and build our single source of truth, they need to speak the same language. And that's where data standards come in. They are the absolute key to unlocking all of this potential.
Take a look at this. This is the SAC scale. It's a standard used all across Europe in OpenStreetMap to classify how difficult a trail is. And it's not just some vague, easy, or hard rating. It's a really precise system, from a T1, which is basically a simple walk, all the way up to a T6, which is serious alpine climbing. When everyone everywhere uses the same scale, a hiker from Japan can instantly understand the difficulty of a trail in the Swiss Alps. Now that is the power of a standard.
And it's not just about difficulty. Here's another fantastic example, this time for accessibility. This is the official US definition of a firm and stable surface. I mean, look how specific that is. It's not a guess, it's a measurable standard. When trail data includes this kind of precise detail, it genuinely opens up the outdoors to everyone by giving people information they can actually trust. So, we've got the foundation, our single source of truth, and we have the common language of standards. Now we get to the really exciting part, the trail of tomorrow. Let's look at what actually becomes possible for you, the hiker, when all this data is connected and open.
What if your hiking app wasn't just a static map you downloaded? What if it was a live, breathing guide? What if you could get real-time alerts about conditions on the trail right in front of you?
This is what that could actually look like on your phone. Instead of a dead map, you have a living guide. Imagine getting a push notification, ping, that a trail is closed before you even get there. or tapping on that little icon for a water pump and getting instant confirmation that yes, it's working and it's been recently tested. You could even get community updates, say from bird watchers, telling you a rare bird has been spotted just a kilometer ahead. This completely transforms the experience from static planning to a dynamic, real-time adventure.
And how about when you're traveling? How many times have you been staring at a map or a sign in a language you just don't understand, feeling completely lost? Well, this is where the magic of Wikidata really shines. Because it's a language-agnostic knowledge base, any point of interest, a restaurant, a nature reserve, a ferry stop, can be instantly translated into hundreds of languages. It's the exact same piece of data, just displayed in your native language, no matter where you are in the world.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing in theory, but is anyone actually doing it? The answer is yes. Let's take a look at a fantastic case study from Stockholm, where they are putting this single source of truth into action right now.
This quote from the folks working on the Stockholm Archipelago Trail really nails it. They aren't just building a website, they're building a language-agnostic framework using a knowledge graph. Now that sounds complicated, but it's just a smart way of connecting data so it understands how different pieces relate to each other. This is the deep structural work that makes all those incredible features possible.
And just look at the level of detail they're going into. For this one trail system alone, they've cataloged 82 different barbecue areas, 69 individual directional signs, 56 ferry stops. I mean, this isn't just about drawing a line on a map. This is about building a rich, deeply detailed, and incredibly useful set of data for anyone who wants to explore the area.
Okay, let's zoom out one last time, because honestly, this is so much bigger than just making hiking a little bit easier. This is about building a smarter world.
Now, get a load of this number. The potential economic benefit of creating this kind of open, linked data for tourism just in Sweden is estimated to be between 10 and 21 billion Swedish kroner. That's well over $1 billion every single year. And that's because open data fuels an entire ecosystem. It sparks new apps, makes park management way more efficient, and attracts more visitors who can now plan their trips with total confidence. It really proves that investing in open data isn't some niche project. It's a powerful engine for economic growth.
And that brings us to the final and most important question. The foundation is already there. OpenStreetMap and Wikidata are global, collaborative projects that anyone can contribute to. The data standards exist. The economic incentive is crystal clear. All the pieces are on the table. So the only real question left is, who's going to step up and put them all together to build the universal, real-time, multilingual guide to the outdoors that we all deserve?